Good morning. It is Wednesday, August 11th, and it's time for our daily lectionary reading. Yay! I don't know about you, but I really enjoy these. Today we have Psalm 57, which we are continuing in. Today is our last day in Psalm 57. And then we have 2 Samuel 19, 1-18. And for once, the lectionary doesn't take a jump. So we're picking up immediately after yesterday's lectionary reading. So that ended chapter 18 of 2 Samuel, and then we start chapter 19 today. So there's no gap to catch up on. And then our New Testament is John 6, 35-40. So Psalm 57, as a reminder, it is attributed to David when he fled from Saul in the cave. Be merciful to me, O God, be merciful to me, for in you my soul takes refuge. In the shadow of your wings I will take refuge until the destroying storms pass by. I cry to God Most High, to God who fulfills his purpose for me. He will send from heaven and save me. He will put to shame those who trample on me. God will send forth his steadfast love and his faithfulness. I lie down among lions that greedily devour human prey. Their teeth are spears and arrows, their tongues sharp swords. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. They set a net for my steps. My soul was bowed down. They dug a pit in my path, but they have fallen into it themselves. My heart is steadfast, O God. My heart is steadfast. I will sing and make melody. Awake, my soul, awake, O harp and lyre. I will awake the dawn. I will give thanks to you, O Lord, among the people. I will sing praises to you among the nations, for your steadfast love is as high as the heavens. Your faithfulness extends to the clouds. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be over all the earth. Okay, 2 Samuel 19. If you recall, yesterday, David had found out that despite his telling his military commanders to go easy on Absalom, to be gentle with Absalom is what he told them, they killed him. Joab, in particular, killed Absalom. Did not even attempt to take him prisoner or anything, for whatever reason. There is a certain pragmatism that you don't let an attempted rebel live to rebel again, I guess. So anyway, this is immediately afterwards. We ended chapter 18 with David in mourning saying, "Oh, my son Absalom, my son, my son." It was told Joab, the king is weeping and mourning for Absalom. So the victory that day was turned into mourning for all the troops, for the troops heard that day the king is grieving for his son. The troops stole into the city that day as soldiers steal in who are ashamed when they flee in battle. The king covered his face, and the king cried with a loud voice, "Oh, my son Absalom, oh, Absalom, my son, my son." And then Joab came into the house to the king and said, "Today you have covered with shame the faces of all your officers who have saved your life today, and the lives of your sons and your daughters, and the lives of your wives and your concubines, for love of those who hate you, and for hatred of those who love you. You made it clear today that commanders and officers are nothing to you. For I perceive that if Absalom were alive and all of us were dead today, then you would be pleased. So go out at once and speak kindly to your servants, for I swear by the Lord, if you do not go, not a man will stay with you this night. This will be worse for you than any disaster that has come upon you from your youth until now." And the king got up and took his seat in the gate. The troops were all told, "See, the king is sitting in the gate." And all the troops came before the king. Meanwhile, all the Israelites had fled to their homes. All the people were disputing throughout all the tribes of Israel, saying, "The king delivered us from the hands of our enemies and saved us from the hand of the Philistines. And now he has fled out of the land because of Absalom. But Absalom, who we anointed over us, is dead in battle. Now, therefore, why do you say nothing about bringing the king back?" And King David sent this message to the priests Zadok and Abiathar, Say to the elders of Judah, why should you be the last to bring the king back to his house? You talk of all Israel has come to the king. You are my kin. You are my bone and my flesh. Why then should you be the last to bring back the king? And say to Amasa, are you not my bone and my flesh? So may God do to me and more if you are not the commander of my army from now on in place of Joab. And Amasa swayed the hearts of all the people of Judah as one, and they sent word to the king, return, both you and all your servants. So the king came back to the Jordan, and Judah came to Gilgal to meet the king and bring him over the Jordan. And Shimei, son of Gera, the Benjaminite from Bahurim, hurried to come down with the people of Judah to meet King David. With them were 1,000 people from Benjamin, and Ziba, the servants of the house of Saul, with his 15 sons and his 20 servants, rushed down to the Jordan ahead of the king, while the crossing was taking place, to bring over the king's household and to do his pleasure. Shimei, son of Gera, fell down before the king as he was about to cross the Jordan. And they cut it there in the middle of a sentence. That's where it ends off today. Let me take a quick look at tomorrow. Where am I at? No, we're jumping to 2 Kings tomorrow. So, just in case we don't get back to Shimei, David, he's the one who cursed David and threw rocks at David as he was fleeing Absalom, fleeing Jerusalem. And David told his people, don't kill him. And David here tells Shimei that he's not going to kill him for it. So David is being a little magnanimous to this relative of Saul who was cursing him and throwing stones at him. And then we have Joab, who probably did a good thing today, letting David know that he was losing the army. The morale was low because they had successfully fought off this rebellion. They had quashed a rebellion. And yet David is mourning his son who started the rebellion rather than being pleased, showing that he was pleased in his troops who did what he asked. So yeah, I can see where their morale was low. And that Joab, I don't want to like Joab. Because of the things he did. I want to see everything he does in a negative light. This one is not in the negative light. This is a good thing. David needed somebody to come shake him out and say, look, you're neglecting the people who have supported you and you're going to lose them. And every once in a while we need someone to give us a little proverbial, metaphorical kick in the butt when we need it. All right, so our New Testament reading for today is John 6:35-40. We're in this whole bread of life theme all week, it seems like. Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never be hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. But I said to you that you have seen me and yet do not believe. Everything the Father gives me will come to me, and anyone who comes to me I will never drive away. For I have come down from heaven, not to do my own will, but to do the will of him who sent me. And this is the will of him who sent me, that I should lose nothing of all that he has given me, but raise it up on the last day. This is indeed the will of my Father, that all those who see the Son and believe in him may have eternal life, and I will raise them up on the last day. And that is our daily lectionary reading for Wednesday, August 11th. See you soon.